Have you ever bought something and then maybe an hour later you're just staring at it thinking, wait, why did I do that? We've all been there, and the answer is pretty fascinating. See, there are these powerful kind of hidden forces at play every single day, guiding our choices on everything from the coffee we buy to the apps we download. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the psychological mind games marketers are playing.
So I have to ask you, straight up, when you make a choice, when you make a purchase, how much of that decision is really you? And how much of it is, well, a carefully crafted path that you didn't even know you were walking down?
The reality is, our brains are wired to take mental shortcuts. We call them cognitive biases, just to get through the day without being overwhelmed. And you know who knows that better than anyone? Marketers. They've become masters at using these little glitches in our thinking. And here's the wild part. These tricks are so powerful, they often work even when you know they're being used on you.
All right, so where does it all begin? Well, it starts with that very first moment, that first impression. Let's dive into why that initial encounter can literally shape everything that comes after.
First up is something called the halo effect. Think of it like this. That first feeling you get from a slick website, a really friendly welcome email, or a clever ad, it puts a halo over the entire brand. That one positive experience heavily colors all your future interactions.
And this is exactly why businesses are obsessed with that first touch point. A great first impression builds up this bank of goodwill. So if they mess up later, a shipping delay or a glitch in the app, you're way more likely to forgive them. That initial halo literally acts like a shield, building some serious brand loyalty. And right alongside that is the serial position effect. Our brains are just wired to remember the first and last things in a list, way better than anything in the middle. You know how when you listen to a speech, you remember the awesome opening and the powerful conclusion, but the middle gets kind of blurry? Yeah, marketers know that. They spend a ton of time and money perfecting the first thing you see and the very last button you click, because they know the stuff in between is easily forgotten.
But okay, it's not just about first impressions. The very choices you're given are often carefully structured. Believe me, they are rarely an accident. They are designed, and they are designed to persuade.
Now, you'd think more choice is always better, right? Well, it turns out that's wrong. Psychologists have a term for it, choice overload. When we're staring at a wall of options, our brains just kind of freeze up. We get anxious, we can't decide, and here's the kicker. Even if we do finally pick something, we're more likely to feel dissatisfied with it later. It's a total paradox.
The most famous example of this is the jam study. It's a classic. So researchers set up 2 tasting booths in a supermarket. One booth offered a whopping 24 different flavors of jam. The other one, just 6. Now, which one do you think actually sold more jam?
Okay, so the huge display, the one with 24 options, sure, it attracted a bigger crowd. More people stopped to look. But when it came to actually buying, only 3% of them made a purchase. The sheer number of choices just led to paralysis.
Now get this, the booth with only 6 jams? A staggering 30% of the people who stopped actually bought a jar. That is 10 times more effective. By making the choice simpler, they got rid of the anxiety and just made it easy for people to say yes.
So smart marketers limit your choices, but they also frame them in a very specific way. This is where a bias called anchoring comes into play. Basically, the first price you see sets a mental benchmark, and every other price you see after that is judged against that first number, that anchor.
You have seen this a million times. It's the classic 3-tiered pricing plan. You got your basic option, your super expensive one, and then the one right there in the middle. That enterprise plan for $50 a month, it's not really for you. It's the anchor.
And here's the genius of it. Most of us don't want the cheapest option because we think it's, well, cheap. But that $50 anchor makes the $20 Pro plan seem incredibly reasonable in comparison. We feel like we're making a smart, balanced choice, a compromise. But really, that middle option was probably the one they wanted you to pick all along. They just designed the choices to lead you right to it.
Okay, so beyond how choices are presented to us, there's another massive influence on what we do. Other people. We're social animals, right? We have this deep, deep need to fit in.
And that brings us to the bandwagon effect. When we are not sure what to do, we look around to see what everyone else is doing. And if it seems like a lot of people are doing something, our brain just assumes it must be the right thing to do. It's a mental shortcut that basically screams, safety in numbers. One of the sources for this put it perfectly and kind of hilariously. The quote is, "My mother used to ask me, if all the cool kids jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge too?" According to the bandwagon effect, yes, I would.
I mean, we might not like to admit it, but if a lot of people we admire are doing something, there's a powerful pull to join in.
And marketers use this constantly. Every testimonial you read, every 5-star review, every customer case study, it's all social proof. That little most popular tag on the pricing plan, that is the bandwagon effect in action. Influencers showing off a new product, same thing. It's all designed to make you feel like, hey, everyone else is already on board, I should be too.
So we've talked about first impressions, we've talked about choice design, and we've talked about social proof. But there is one final and maybe the most important bias we need to cover. And this one, well, this one's about you. It's called the blind spot bias, and it is the ultimate mind bender. We are fantastic, I mean truly experts, at seeing how these psychological tricks affect our friends, our family, our coworkers. You're probably nodding along to this right now thinking, oh yeah, people totally fall for that. But we have a really, really hard time recognizing these exact same biases in ourselves.
And honestly, this is the most important takeaway of all. These mental shortcuts are so deeply baked into how our brains work that just knowing about them doesn't make you immune. Knowing about the compromise effect doesn't stop that middle option from looking like a really good deal. These are automatic processes that fire off before our rational brain even has a chance to catch up.
So while you might not be immune, you can be more mindful. The next time you're shopping online or you're about to sign up for a new service, just take an extra second. Pause. Look at how the choices are being presented to you. Ask yourself, okay, where's the anchor? Where's the social proof? Being aware is the first crucial step. Now that you know the rules of the game, what are you going to start noticing?